think, well, you know, if I can see it, other people can see it. I mean,
you've got to be self-critical of your own work, really.
Yeah, but you can't be too self-critical.
Well, that's the same as for any discipline, really. You can't afford to be too self-critical or you'll never get anything done.
Definitely. Just get in there, jump in with both feet and try. I mean, we're showing as much of the preparation of the metal surface as we think is necessary to get the point across. So I don't think you'll be seeing me do all this on one model in its entirety, or will we?
We'll have to see how things go really with this.
Otherwise we're going to have to take a break, and I'm going to have to take a very, very close look at this under some bright light to see where all.
I think to be honest, we're not going to be recording every single stage of cleaning every single line off the model, so much as being able to show what to look out for and how to clean it up is important.
Definitely.
The repetitive action is important in some kind of procedures, like painting, for example. But I think looking for tiny lines that aren't going to show up particularly well on your screens at home, whether you're watching this as a downloaded video or on your TV set, we really want to kind of give you the experience of modelling without the experience of falling asleep, stroke, suicide.
Well, you should have hired a more entertaining guy.
Well, we could have hired an entertaining person, but they wouldn't necessarily have been a good painter.
Basically, the areas to look for are slap bang in the middle of your model. The thing sculptors and casters especially talk about is undercuts. An undercut is basically, if you have a sphere, it's the exact middle. Like this, it's the exact middle of the sphere. So you know, any lower, and the top half of the mould would go too far down, and it wouldn't open properly. And any higher, and the same is true for the for that side. So basically, find the medium point, and you'll find your mould lines, and just work at them, grind them down, scrape them down. I mean, if we have a look, I don't know if you can see the difference in texture, but there is that's very prominent, just there. There is a difference in texture from where the surface has been removed, and there is a mould line there. So just work all the angles, and be as thorough as you can, and just switch between your tools. And the mould lines do tend to be a bit more prominent on the plastics because they're vacuum formed. And they also tend to be a touch easier to remove as well. And the plastics are, the Games Workshop do, I think, are fantastic. Very, very well detailed. Certainly not like your old toy soldiers that you painted with poster paints. Many, many years. Well, I did anyway. I can remember painting the German army grey, and my English army sort of tan, and then watching as the poster paints flaked off because the surface was slick and the paints wouldn't adhere.
I detect a harrowing background story there, Rob.
Well, yeah. It wasn't until later on that I realised that every plastic miniature, well, every miniature in general that you have to wash before you can paint them, because there's mould release on them.
Plus, of course, the importance of undercoat, which I think a lot of people really, I mean, I know a lot of people who are used to painting take undercoat for granted, but people who really are new to painting really don't see the need, I think, the first time round for undercoat, and end up with some exciting colour schemes.
Yeah, and a lot of paint flaking off.
Yeah.
It's undercoat is very important. The Games Workshop primers I've found are the primer sprays Skull White and Chaos Black are amazing. Very easy to put a very nice smooth coat on. If you're using, if you want to build an army, use black. Use black as an undercoat. The colours that go on will be much more muted, but it will allow you to cheat. Basically, you don't have to pay as much attention. If you want to produce your character models, do them in white, and that will help you to become a better painter, because if you miss a spot with a black undercoat, it will be black, whereas if you miss a spot with a white undercoat, it will be white, and it will be very, very noticeable.
Useful points. I think this is something we're probably going to cover a lot more, though, obviously in the undercoating and painting section, but definitely something to think of ahead of time here. Okay, well, I think we're going to bring this part of filing and generally tidying up of the sprues to an actual end for the viewer. Unfortunately for you, Rob, you're chained in the Prime It Up dungeon, where you'll be working many a long hour on getting this ready so that the viewer can enjoy the next part.